find a criminal defense lawyer and say, well, any generalist can do, and that is further from the truth. I'm Adam Rossen, founder and owner of the Rossen law firm. I'm a former prosecutor, and we make these videos so folks like you can really understand the nuances of the law and just have a place to get advice when you're going through a really tough time. So let's kind of dive deep and really talk about these things. So one of the mistakes that I see is most people just find a criminal defense lawyer and say, well, any generalist can do, and that is further from the truth. It can't be further from the truth than anything. Whatever your case is, you need somebody, or really a team of lawyers, that knows you and understands you, that knows what you're going through and knows how to properly defend you, because there's a big difference between defending against a DUI case and a sex crimes and a murder and a complex white-collar fraud case. All four of those are vastly different in how you go about it. So you need a true specialist or team of specialists. So on sex crimes, they have special units of police officers that really are supposed to investigate and handle these. And they're trained in a lot different techniques and tactics than regular officers. And one thing that may be coming to your client would be a controlled call. The alleged victim is at the police station, unbeknownst to your client, and calls them and says, hey, listen, what you did to me the other day was wrong. You need to apologize, and we can just work through this. I won't go to the police. I need this to move on. And there's a lot of that language being used to try to get a confession, and the police are listening in, and it's all recorded and going to be used against you. The way that we defend cases in general really starts from the initial client interview. It starts by explaining to the client, hey, this controlled call may have already happened or might be happening, and you have to build rapport and trust with your client. That's the number one thing, to get them to really open up and talk to you and tell them these things. But also, it's our job to be that shield, to be that protector, but also to be the master strategist, to say, listen, this is what we're doing. This is what we need to be on the lookout for, and these are the different possibilities. And you have to set those expectations with your client from day one. And what I've always found is that by doing that, that's how you gain trust and build trust. We're not here to be best friends, but it's about having the client understand that you and your team are the best ones to help them through this. When you're talking about a sex crime, lawyers that know this can see the future. So I always joke with clients and I say, listen, I have the unique ability to see the future. I really don't. Surprise. But I do, in the fact that we've walked down this path thousands of times before. So we know where the bad spots are. We know where the good spots are. We know what to look out for proactively a day from now and 12 months from now, whereas our clients have no idea. General criminal defense lawyers don't know, because these cases are very different than drug crimes or any of the other crimes I talked about earlier. You really need to be asking those questions and vetting lawyers to make sure that you have the right lawyer for you for the right type of case. In a good amount of sex cases, there's going to be potential witnesses. Now, it's not always the eyewitness to the crime, but it's witnesses that can testify about maybe past behavior, talk about motive, context to certain things. And it's very important to have the lawyers that work really well with private investigators and have great private investigators to proactively go out and do our own investigation. Because on these sex crimes, the police, they're doing their investigation. Cops get it wrong all the time, but they're generally better police officers. They're better trained. What we do is we have our amazing team of investigators go out, not just to the scene and poke around, but we've had them go undercover in different groups and join biker gangs before in order to infiltrate and to gain trust, to gain statements and information and background about other witnesses or alleged victims or accusers. So you need to be able to have that team that can really get the real truth. The alleged victim, they have the cops on their side. We need to be able to have our investigators on your side as well. And again, that's something that most general criminal lawyers don't have. And so through this process, a lot of times we're able to present a case or a defense to the prosecutors that there's insufficient evidence to convict, or there's flawed testimony of witnesses of the alleged victim, right? Through us being able to do our own investigations, our private investigator, and our own witnesses who might completely contradict what the accusations are. So we've seen those things. We're very equipped to handle them. We love making these educational videos for you, so that way if you're ever in this situation, hopefully not, but if you are, you can understand there's a very methodical, detailed process to these type of cases that must be carried out. If you have any questions, feel free, give us a call at any time, 754-206-6200.